She lived 106 years without medication. Her warning to seniors will shock you. They called her the lady who defied time. At 106 years old, Eleanor Hartley walked her garden every morning, watered her roses, and remembered the names of all her grandchildren and their favorite desserts. She never owned a pill organizer, never relied on medications, never even needed a walking cane. While the world raced toward modern cures, Eleanor quietly protected her mind and body with something far simpler: her plate. She used to say, "The secret isn't what you add, it's what you leave out." And what she left out might shock you. We've been told food is comfort, but for Eleanor, food was medicine, and the wrong kind of food could become poison. Today, we'll uncover the 10 foods she refused to touch after turning 70. These weren't just preferences, they were her lifelines, her silent weapons against fatigue, high blood pressure, memory loss, and heartache. If you or someone you love is over 70, this message could change everything. So take a breath, sit back. Because Eleanor's story isn't about giving up joy, it's about reclaiming life, energy, and freedom in your golden years. And it starts with what's on your fork. Meet Eleanor, a life of simplicity and wisdom. Eleanor Hartley wasn't famous. She didn't write books or appear on talk shows, but everyone in Willow Creek knew her. The quiet schoolteacher who taught 3 generations to read, to dream, and to treat their elders with kindness. She lived in the same white cottage for over 70 years, where morning sunlight spilled through. Lace curtains and the scent of lavender lingered in the hallways. Her life was peaceful, not easy but full. She'd buried a husband, raised 2 sons, and kept the old swing on her porch just in case her great-grandkids came to visit. What stood out most wasn't how long Eleanor lived, but how she lived. Sharp, steady, and unshaken. At 85, she still chopped her own vegetables. At 92, she read without glasses. At 100, she hosted Christmas dinner. When asked the secret to her long and vibrant life, she always smiled and said, "I just stayed away from the wrong things." No diets, no fads, no miracle cures, just quiet discipline rooted in wisdom. And behind that wisdom was a list, a personal vow she made at 70 to never again let certain foods steal her strength. It's time we take a closer look at that list. Why seniors must rethink their plate after 70. Aging changes more than just the mirror. It shifts how our bodies process food, absorb nutrients, and recover from stress. What once fueled us can suddenly weigh us down, and after 70, every bite matters more than ever. Eleanor understood this. She often said, after a certain age, your body stops forgiving your bad habits. That slice of white bread, that can of soda, that late-night pastry, they may have seemed harmless in your 40s, but now they can tip the scale toward fatigue, brain fog, and high blood pressure faster than you think. As we age, metabolism slows, muscle mass declines, and organs, especially the heart and kidneys, work harder to keep up. Sugary, salty, and heavily processed foods become silent saboteurs, robbing seniors of energy, clarity, and independence. What we once called convenience now comes at a steep cost. But here's the good news: you're not powerless. Eleanor proved that mindful eating can restore strength, stabilize mood, and keep the mind razor-sharp well past 100. It's not about restriction. It's about wise replacements, and knowing which foods quietly drain the life you've worked so hard to build. Let's begin the countdown with the 10 foods Eleanor said no to for good reason. Eleanor didn't have a nutrition degree, but what she did have was a century of wisdom and a sharp intuition about the foods that made her feel heavy, foggy, or simply not right. Here are the first 5 foods she swore off after turning 70, and why. Number 10, white bread and refined pasta. They're soft on the outside and hard on your insides, Eleanor would say. These foods are stripped of their fiber and nutrients, leaving behind empty carbohydrates that quickly spike your blood sugar. The result? A fleeting burst of energy, followed by a crash that can leave you exhausted. Eleanor replaced them with whole grains, hearty, nourishing, and stabilizing. Number 9, sugary cereals. They come in cheerful boxes, but they deliver anything but joy. Most popular cereals are loaded with added sugar and offer little protein or fiber. You shouldn't feel hungry an hour after breakfast, Eleanor warned. She opted instead for steel-cut oats with berries or a handful of almonds on whole grain toast. Number 8, processed meats, bacon, hot dogs, deli slices. Eleanor called them salt bombs in disguise. Processed meats are packed with sodium and preservatives, like nitrates that strain the heart and kidneys. Eleanor replaced them with lean proteins like grilled chicken, beans, and fresh fish. Number 7, fried foods. Crunchy, golden, delicious, and dangerous. Fried foods soak up unhealthy oils that increase bad cholesterol and slow digestion. Eleanor used to love fried chicken, but after 70, she learned to grill it instead and never looked back. Number 6, soda and sugary drinks. No matter how bubbly or refreshing, soda was one of Eleanor's biggest red flags. It's sugar pretending to be joy, she'd say. These drinks spike insulin, weaken teeth, and add empty calories. Eleanor drank herbal teas, lemon water, or just plain spring water, and credited that switch for her glowing skin and steady energy. As Eleanor's list narrowed, her warnings grew stronger. These next 4 foods weren't just unhelpful, they were dangerous. They quietly eroded health from the inside out, and she believed cutting them was one of the smartest choices a senior could make. Number 5, fast food. Fast for the hands, slow poison for the heart, Eleanor would mutter. Fast food is engineered for taste, not nutrition. Loaded with sodium, sugar, trans fats, and preservatives, these meals raise blood pressure and worsen joint pain. Eleanor knew that cooking at home, even something simple, wasn't just healthier, it was a gift to herself. Number 4, high-sodium canned soups. A quick bowl on a cold day, but canned soups often contain more than half a day's worth of sodium. In one serving, I stopped trusting anything I couldn't pronounce, Eleanor said. High sodium leads to swelling, headaches, and dangerously high blood pressure. She started making her own soups, vegetable-rich, low in salt, and full of love. Number 3. Salty snacks, chips, crackers, pretzels. These are the harmless nibbles that add up fast. After just a handful of chips, Eleanor felt thirstier, heavier, and foggy. Most salty snacks are made with refined flour and coated in salt. Eleanor replaced them with air-popped popcorn, unsalted nuts, and raw veggies with hummus. Number 2. Sweet baked goods, pastries, donuts, cakes, tempting treats filled with white sugar and saturated fats. These cause blood sugar crashes, mood swings, and long-term inflammation. Eleanor loved baking, but after 70 she learned to sweeten with fruit and cut the sugar down. I wanted to stay cheerful and clear, she said. Number 1, food to avoid, the silent saboteur. If there was one thing Eleanor Hartley believed every senior should cut out immediately, it was this: trans fats and hydrogenated oils. She called them the silent saboteurs, because they don't make you feel sick right away. They hide in margarine tubs, snack cakes, frozen dinners, and even healthy granola bars. They taste good and feel familiar, yet quietly attack your heart, memory, and mobility. Trans fats raise bad cholesterol and lower good cholesterol, a double strike that clogs arteries and weakens circulation. For someone over 70, that can mean the difference between freedom and frailty. These oils are like termites in the walls, Eleanor said. You don't see the damage until it's too late. She read every label, tossed anything that said partially hydrogenated. She swapped spreads for avocado, used olive oil, and baked with intention, not shortcuts. Eleanor's belief was simple. You deserve to age with dignity, not fear. Eleanor Hartley didn't just avoid harmful foods for her body, she did it for her independence. I've watched friends lose their minds before their memories, she once whispered, and it didn't happen all at once. It was little choices, every day. Aging isn't just about wrinkles, it's about staying in control of your thoughts, your joy, your freedom. And food is the first line of defense. Sugar spikes crash your mood, fried foods dull your motivation, excess salt shrinks your freedom. Eleanor believed the greatest tragedy of aging wasn't death, it was losing the ability to live with clarity and grace. She ate with intention, not out of fear, but out of love for life. She wanted to remember names, walk to the garden, laugh without gasping for breath. And she wanted you to know, it's never too late. One small change can change everything. What we eat is never just about survival. It's about the quality of the years we still have left. You've heard Eleanor's story. You've seen the food she left behind. But now the question is, what will you do with it? Because this isn't just about her journey. It's about yours. If you're over 70 or caring for someone who is, the time to act is now. Your story is still being written. Every meal, every grocery trip, every label you read, it's a chance to rewrite the ending. A chance to trade exhaustion and for energy, fog for focus, fear for freedom. You don't need to change everything overnight. Eleanor didn't. She started with one decision: no more soda, then no more deli meats. Then she swapped sweet pastries for a bowl of fresh berries. What's the first thing you're going to let go of? Share it in the comments. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter, not just for you, but for someone else who's searching. And for hope. If this video spoke to you, like it, share it. Subscribe for more stories that don't just inform, but transform. Eleanor Hartley passed peacefully in her sleep, just 2 weeks after her 106th birthday. No machines, no pain, just the quiet of her garden, the scent of lilacs drifting through the window, and a heart that had done its job with grace. Before she left, she shared one last piece of advice with her great-granddaughter. Feed your body with kindness, and it will carry your soul farther than you ever dreamed. Her words weren't just for family. They're for all of us. Wherever you are in life, whether you're 70 or 97, you still have the power to protect your joy, your strength, and your story. Let Eleanor's wisdom live on in the way you care for yourself. Thank you for watching. Stay kind to your body and even kinder to your spirit. Until next time, be well, eat wisely, and never stop choosing life.